Kia ora, tēnā koutou katoa, ko Appalachian te manga, ko Mississippi te awa, ko Atlantic te moana, ko Lizzie ahau. No reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Hello and greetings. Appalachian are the mountains, Mississippi is the river, Atlantic is the ocean, and my name is Lizzie. Thank you and greetings to you all. This is the mihi, a traditional Maori greeting to introduce yourself and your connection to the land, or where you are from. Upon arriving in New Zealand, the first thing I noticed was the vibrant blue and green colors of the ocean and grass. Although I was suddenly over 10,000 kilometers away from my home and entering the unknown, I could tell that this place would be full of life and new experiences. I kept an open mind as I was excited to meet new people and authentically learn about a new culture. Although I had always been passionate about nature and loved the places that I am from, I had no idea that my semester in New Zealand would show me how great the connections between people and the land could be. During my study abroad program orientation, we had the opportunity to spend the night on a marae, or Maori meeting grounds. The indigenous Maori people of New Zealand hold deep spiritual connections to their land, as they are the Tangata Whenua, which actually translates to the people of the land. On a trip to Mount Eden, a dormant volcanic cone in Auckland, this connection can be seen by the observance of avoiding standing directly atop the summit, because the highest point of a mountain is culturally personified as the sacred head of an ancestor. Along with the cultural connections to the land, New Zealand is continually working to preserve their beautiful landscapes and native species. Stations to brush off your shoes, like at this entrance to a trail in the Waitakere Ranges, are common as part of an effort to save the kauri trees from suffering from kauri dieback disease caused by soil contamination. Another threat that this land is facing is erosion. As I learned in my earth science course about natural hazards in New Zealand, island settlers would make the mistake of building on top of land that is prone to coastal inundation, disregarding the fact that natives did not inhabit that specific location for a reason, and sometimes even warned the settlers against it. While I have always had a passion for marine life conservation, this earth science course inspired me to look into ways to combine my engineering degree with a broader focus on environmental conservation through hazard prevention and mitigation. This inspiration developed my desire to make my own connection to the land a part of my future career. During my time in New Zealand, I was able to begin incorporating organized environmental conservation efforts into my life through volunteering. My study abroad program actually took a day trip to Manutapu Island to participate in the island restoration project by planting trees. When most people think of New Zealand, however, the main connection to the land that they know of is the unmistakably recognizable landscapes from the Lord of the Rings movie franchise. The quirky Hobbiton set has even been permanently kept as a tourist attraction and does not at all seem out of place in the rolling hills of Matamata. As I traveled both the North and South Islands, my friends and I used a Lord of the Rings guidebook to find obscure filming sites such as the Mavora Lakes, which required driving an hour out of our way down a gravel road in order to find the spot where the Fellowship of the Ring ends as Sam and Frodo take off in a boat to begin their journey to Mordor. The search for these film sites helped foster my personal love for and connection to New Zealand's land, as I used to be involved in the behind the scenes of theater production and thus have a passion for the creative process involved in visualizing scene design. This South Island bog was the site of the marshes in Lord of the Rings. When exploring landscapes as naturally beautiful as those New Zealand has to offer, it is no wonder that the Maori have such a strong connection to this land and that it is chosen for the filming of so many movies. The land is what New Zealand is largely known for, and it contributes immensely to its national identity. I also took a New Zealand history course while studying at the University of Auckland, and we discussed a lot about national symbols and the way different people perceive a country. For example, the abundance of sheep is a well-known symbol of New Zealand, but this light-hearted ideal of a picturesque, sheep-occupied utopia that many outsiders have of the nation often overshadows the internal conflict that the country still deals with. Relative to European contact with Native Americans, contact between European settlers and Maori occurred much later, so historical tensions between the groups regarding issues such as government representation and cultural disparities in New Zealand are still being resolved. Through experiences offered by my study abroad program, knowledge learned from my courses, perspective gained due to living in a new culture, and mountains climbed exhibiting New Zealand's natural wonders, I have developed a new appreciation for travel, culture, and the land on this earth that we are able to call home. I have witnessed the haka at an All Blacks rugby game, discovered new types of landscapes, such as this alpine wetland at the top of Keys Summit, and I have determined new ways to incorporate my passion for environmental conservation into my future career. Studying abroad has been a 5-month-long journey of highs and lows, ranging from completing difficult, winding 4-hour tracks up the side of mountains to pushing through the depths of homesickness. But this journey has taught me more about myself and my ability to adapt to living in a new place more than any other experience could. Tena koto katoa. Ko ruapehu te maunga. Ko wanaka te roto. Ko Pacific te moana. Ko Lizzie ahau. Greetings. Ruapehu is the mountain, Wanaka is the lake, Pacific is the ocean, and my name is Lizzie. My personal connections to the land are no longer limited to the mountains along the east coast of the United States or to the river that curves around my university city. Noriera Tenakoto, Tenakoto, Tenakoto Katoa. Thank you and greetings. Greetings to you all.